I think the biggest pressure that I feel every day is to get it right here. Just as a part of the staff, I think everyone feels it, right? But big picture, I am aware of the fact that, we talked about representation matters, but unless I am good at what I'm doing, I don't help anybody.
This summer, Lindsay Gottlieb became the first female coach in the history of the Cavaliers franchise. Her love of basketball has been a part of her as far back as she can remember, but she didn't always think it would be in coaching. It wasn't until a season-ending ACL tear in high school that her eyes were open to a new possibility.
If anyone's been through an injury, it's the first time when the game is taken away from you, you kind of look at it from a different perspective. And then I got healthy again, I went off to college, and I think my angle about the game was different then. I didn't play a ton, and I was really analytical, and I started to embrace this role of helping a team in ways other than just scoring or rebounding. My classmates are applying to law school or business school, or they're getting internships or applying for jobs, and I'm like, well, I want to coach. Like, what do? I feel like I need to do something. And so I used my time over winter break, when we were on campus and nobody else is on campus except the athletes, and I used that time to write a letter to every Division I women's basketball coach.
After struggling to get her foot in the door, Syracuse gave her an opportunity to work on the staff. She kept working her way up through several schools, eventually landing her first head coaching job with UC Santa Barbara. But the pinnacle for Lindsay was a Final Four appearance as a head coach with the Cal Lady Bears. Seemingly at the top of her game, a unique opportunity arose.
With Becky Hammond, getting the job in San Antonio, I think it started to be at least a possibility. And with Adam Silver saying, we want more women in the league, it was kind of out there in my head, but it was more conceptual. But no one sort of said, you've been coaching for 20 years, you're head coach of a Power 5 school, you can help us now. Until I had that conversation with Kobe Altman, our GM. And when Kobe brought this opportunity to me, as exciting as it was, I certainly wasn't going to just jump at it, and I had something I loved. My life and family was in California. But as it got more real, I began to think, how can I not do this? Not just for myself, but for them, for the impact on women, the more far-reaching thing, for them to believe if at any point you're given an opportunity that's scary and hard and different and outside the box, like I wanted to model for them that you can do it. As hard as it was to leave their life in the immediate, I knew I wouldn't be leaving it on the big picture scheme of things. There's definitely like a little sisterhood of the women in the NBA, some of whom I know better than others. I had previous relationships with Kara Lawson and Yale Ivey. Becky Hammond was one of the first ones to reach out to me when I got the job. I'd known her casually, but she's been a resource, and the women of the NBA try and kind of connect with each other whenever we can. I think what stands out is how normal it is for our players. They let me be me. I dress differently than the men on game days, and it doesn't affect my ability to do the scout or deliver the scout in the locker room. I'm in the locker room and they're never weird. It's just, there's never kind of any awkwardness with the players. I just have tried to be who I am, and so that's what I've learned over 20 years of coaching, that again, I don't want to understate, you have to know what you're doing, you have to do the work, you have to study your craft. And this group, the NBA players, they're the most progressive group I've been around. They do not care, that I look different or that my experience is different. They just, I think, value what I bring, so that's been really neat. And I've learned a ton. These guys love basketball, they are professionals. This is what they do, so I'm learning from them, I hope, as much as they're learning from me. So it's been really a neat experience to connect with them.